So I woke up this morning and there's a line that's stuck on my head from the past. I've probably been listening to this CD and I can't tell you how many years, but it's crazy how music, like I love music, and music can influence and affect us. So be careful what you put in, because what you put in is what will come out. But this line always tripped me out because DMX, and I'm not promoting any gangster rap or anything like that. I believe he's got a really good heart and it's changed his life, but some of the things that we talk about in CDs and teach kids is not the right thing. So that being said, he's got a verse in there that says, I put in work and it's all for the kids, but these cats done forgot what work is. They don't know who we be. And I'm not going to keep going on or I'll lose my Christian audience, but and again, not to promote him, but that's a really real verse if you think about it. I put in work and it's all for the kids, but these cats done forgot what work is. And if you think about that, our kids are forgetting what work is, like unless we're teaching it to them. And I got this little list. I'm actually gonna go grab it real quick. So hold on 2 seconds. Oh, cool. Going out on the counter. That's awesome. So we hang this list up on my wall. That's upside down. My bad. But nope, that's upside down. My bad. But if you can look at this, it's make your bed, fold blankets, make sure. It's gonna be backwards in there. Make sure your room is picked up, clothes folded, doors shut, drawers shut, areas picked up, dirty clothes down the chute or in the laundry basket. Say the Lord's Prayer, eat breakfast, clean the table off and wipe the area. Brush your teeth for 2 minutes. Make sure you rinse the sink out when you're done. Make sure you're ready to go to school, backpack ready, shoes on, coats, and everything you need. No toothpaste or hair in the sink. And please make sure the sink is clean. We do that twice because you gotta be kind of redundant with kids sometimes. It's sometimes with adults in this generation. And then at the bottom I wrote, ask mom if she needs anything. And then the very bottom is a little note to them. Always remember to be loving, kind, and helpful. Lead by example. And be the change that you want to see in the world. Always try to build up, not tear down, and do acts of kindness towards others. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or thinks. You are amazing. Do great things in your life. So we did this little chart, and I didn't want to make it like super long or super salute sergeant. And because I've heard many people tell me I'm not trying to raise military kids. Maybe we should. Because military kids, they have a routine. They have a habit. And when those kids learn that, there's this admiral I listened to once on Facebook, and he talked about, he teaches his men, like one of the main reasons they wake up and make their bed is because then you've accomplished a task. You've accomplished your first task for the day, right when you woke up. And then you'll go on and accomplish more tasks and more tasks and more tasks. But I got it stresses me out when I have to hear yelling and complaining, and not that I don't do it also, but my wife, it seemed like she was yelling at the kids all the time. And that's not against my wife. Every mother gets frustrated, they get annoyed. I've told you 7,363 times, like, do this, do that. I've said it 44 times. And you're competing with the TV, maybe iPads, maybe phones. We don't do that in my house. The TV stays off till the list is done, except on Saturdays. And the iPads and phones and anything else, they only get to play games for 20 minutes. And I really think you should set a time limit with your kids or have them on something on that's educational and teaching them things. Otherwise, they're not learning to use those things correctly. So that being said, we made this little list because I got not tired of, because I wanted to help my wife. I don't want her to have to feel that frustrated to get these 10 things done, 9 things. There's like 8. And the other 2 are just, 2 of them are redundant. And one of them is asking mom if she needs more help. So I usually would leave in the morning super early, but I'd catch enough that like it start out just chaotic, and it's not my wife's fault. It's that we have that many kids and they're not listening. And to get a kid's attention, if you have them, it's a task, boy. It is a task. But we have to be teaching them these. These are just the basic. Like if you think this is military style or whatever else you think, these are just the basic things that they should do, because that's picking up your own area and your own hygiene and your own personal, and it's teaching you those things. The next things is you should have a chores list. You should have lists that like tell them go outside and work and pick up the yard and clean and mow, and depending on the age, I mean age specific, you got to kind of move that. You can't have a 4-year-old mowing, or you're gonna have a 4-year-old without arms and legs probably, or feet, toes. But I'm joking. Don't. I mean, you can't say anything anymore in this generation because everybody's so sensitive. But my point is, we have to teach our kids that. We put in work for our kids. We go to work. We provide. We give them all the things that they have, they want, they desire. And we provide for ourselves. So you're with your kids the most. You're with your coworkers the most. You're at church the least. So one thing I've started doing is be the church everywhere. Christ demands that we be him everywhere, not go and show up for 2 hours on Sunday and put on a front to everybody, because a lot of people do. I'm not going to lie to you. I did for many years of my life. Now I just live out what I believe Christ puts on my heart every day. With my coworkers, their family. I'm around them dudes all the time. I am. My wife with her coworkers, like if you're around people, the majority of the time, you're around your kids a lot, you're around coworkers a lot, they become family. Like, you got to look at people as family, and everybody's God's kids, even if they don't agree with you on the same things. We're all family, and we're all trying to work towards a certain goal. But if we do not teach kids to put in work, and like the most extravagant thing that happens to them is like their iPhone 9 dying, like, or they didn't get 17 likes on a thing they posted. I mean, come on with the jokes, you guys. That's ridiculous. Like, we need to get to the point where we're teaching our kids to put in work. Because my parents put in work to get everything that me and my brothers had. We're putting in work for my kids to get everything that they have. Like, and if you don't teach them those things, that's the baton that they're going to lose. And we're passing a baton of, do this. Here's your personal hygiene. Here's your list. Here's your go out and get this. And put in work for your kids. But don't let them forget where it comes from. Don't. And then you should be also passing that baton of faith. That baton of faith is probably the most important over all other things, because if you don't teach them where they're going and the God that came and loved them and died for them and where they go when they die, then when you die, they're going to be hopeless and not know where they go. They're going to follow you. And Jesus Christ came down and proved that point and gave it to us. So we need to put in work in faith and in teaching them all the morals, values, the respect, the things that you gotta wash dishes so they don't get clean. You got to pick up the floor, it stays dirty. You got to vacuum where it gets nasty. Like, you got to wipe down walls, they get dusty. Like, and my mom did that. And a lot of times for our timeouts, instead of just doing corner, or I know some people have a problem with spanking, but there's times I've whooped my kids' butts, and that's probably a huge problem. I'm not talking about beating your kids. I'm talking about giving them a brisk tap on the ass to make sure they, yeah, okay, attention, 10-4. I've smacked them on their lips, all of them, at least once or twice. When they back talk their mom, they don't do that. And it's not like I back in them. I'm a big ass dude, so no, I'm not. You're not trying to knock your kid out or make them feel scared of you or in submission or anything else. You're trying to teach them you do not. It's just a little tap on the lips. My mom did it to me, and she was not a big woman. She was pretty tiny, good physique, like, and I mean, but if she backhanded you like enough to just pop your lips, like, and you start shivering to me, like that, start tearing up, like, why you hit me, mama? No, but seriously, like, it makes you think, like, you can't just talk to that woman that, like, had you and raised you and did all the things for you. Like, my mom took us to church. She took us to Bible studies. That being said, I still ended up doing a lot of stupid things in my life, but it was that foundation, she said, that kept it all real. So all I can give you is teach your kids, put in work for them, but teach them where it comes from. You have the lights, you have the heating and air, you have all these things because they get paid for. And they get paid for because we go to work. And we go to work so we can provide for you these things, but you don't get to take them for granted. You need to respect where they come from and help out. This is part of your duty. Once you were born, you came out, you get food on the table, then you help out around the house. That's how it works. That's what my mom taught. I hope it's what your mom taught, and it's what we need to teach our kids. So I love y'all. If I'll print this list on the actual comments, so if you want to print it off or copy it, it's just a basic thing. And then you should have other lists, like if there's things that come up, like people want to fight. Okay, you got time to fight. You got time to go outside and pick some stuff up, or mow, or leaves, or rake, or whatever. I don't know where you live, but maybe they go pick up sand particles if you're in Arizona or California. Hey kiddos, chill out. Loving and kind. Share. I know. Share. Be loving and kind. Okay. You play with this one. There you go. No. Okay. Well, then you're going to have to wait till he's done with it. But anyway, sorry about that. I kind of got sidetracked. But put in work for your kids, but teach them where it comes from. Don't just freak out when they're ungrateful and all the other things. So, love y'all. Have a good day. Keep that in mind. I'll post this in the comments.